Hey, what is up, nerds, geeks, and collectors alike? Today we are taking a look at the Baiwei Star Leader with Upgrade Kit. Now, this figure is a KO version of the Transformers Studio Series number 5 Voyager class Optimus Prime. There are two major concerns regarding this figure. First, does it scale with the rest of the Studio Series figures? And secondly, are the upgrade kits compatible with the current Studio Series figures? So I'm here to tell you, yeah, here we have Studio Series number 32, and here we have Studio Series number 44. And as you can see, they scale nicely with each other. As you can see here, the Baiwei Star Leader stands 6.5, while the Studio Series number 32 and 44 stands a little above 6.5. And actually, that's the size of Studio Series number 5. Unfortunately, I do not have that figure, but that is his size. Now, what's the difference between Baiwei Star Leader and Studio Series number 5? Well, for starters, the overall mold doesn't change. They didn't change anything with this figure, just added some height with the smokestacks and additional paint applications of flames throughout the figure, which Studio Series number 5 did not have. But what Star Leader is lacking that Studio Series number 5 does have is the red on the forearms, while this figure is left unpainted. And Star Leader comes in package with this goofy head, but thankfully Baiwei did include these faces where he has his masked face as well his unmasked face, the proper one, as you can see here on the left. And in order to put the faces, let's set these aside, and then you just ironically remove his face right here. As you can see, don't need any leverage, it just comes off that easily, but it does secure nicely. I'm gonna put on the mask head right here, and let's just apply this right there, and there we have the masked head. And taking a look at the unmasked head, at the right, this is the one he comes with in the packaging, and on the left, as you can see, this is the more appropriate head, the more accurate one. For his accessories, Optimus does come with his Energon Packs, which the Studio Series number 5 did include with in his packaging. Now, this is an isolated case, with mine just some paint right there. I tried to remove it with alcohol as well as acetone, but it won't come off, so they did use some top quality paint that doesn't remove that easily. To make him hold the Energon axe, just slide it right here. He does use a 5mm port, so that sits right there very securely. Moving on to the iron cannons, the upgrade kit includes two of these. These are identical, and these are actually an upscaled version of the ones included with Studio Series number 32 and 44. Setting this aside so you can compare it with the official one. And as you can see, the official one is unpainted, though it has the black at the tip right here. This is only for the Studio Series number 32, while the Studio Series number 44 is left completely unpainted. So basically, these two are upscaled and painted very nicely. I'm really glad that Baiwei included these. And he can easily hold these two guns since it is once again a 5mm port. And there you go. There you have Optimus Prime equipped with two of his ion cannons. Moving on to the next accessory from the upgrade kit, here we have his Dark of the Moon shotgun. And I gotta admit, for me, this was the highlight of the upgrade kit. But when I got this, these weren't attached properly, so I had to screw it in order to tighten the gun itself. So as you can see here, this is also painted in a very nice silver as well as the flames. In contrary to what it looks It is just hollow plastic, but with this paint it does look like it has some weight. But nonetheless, it's just two pieces of plastic and it's extremely hollow in the inside. But not a major deal breaker. This is my favorite in the set. And on to the next accessory. Here we have the Energon Packs. Now this is actually a pretty cool piece, but I do have my own personal gripes with this accessory. Now this is a pretty cool accessory, no doubt about it. I really like this, but I do wish that the handle was made out or at least painted silver. Now that's just my major complaint with this piece. Now by removing this part, this is a very tight fit, but not too tight to the point where it'll break on you, so you just gotta take your time with it. Now we got that out of the way. What we do is we just slide the handle through his hand and we mount this piece back on in order to lock the axe on his hand. Once more, I do wish that the handle was silver. I wish it didn't go all out on the translucent orange, but nonetheless pretty cool accessory. Moving on to the shield right here. Here we have is a silver painted shield. Once more, like the ion blasters, this one is an upscaled version of an accessory that already was included from the official Optimus Prime. Now this one comes from the Studio Series number 44, and the shield is upscaled with new and improved paint, and in order for him to hold it, you just slide this in. And there you have Optimus with his shield. Now moving on to the final accessory, here we have the ab, which will make this into the Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. So what you do here is you gotta do a little bit of transformation. You just bring these down and you bring the arms back in. That will give you the clearance in order to get your finger inside there and to easily remove it, especially that I do not have any nails, so I can't really reach that piece. And on the other side here we have that piece. Now you can transform this back properly in order to install the ab. You don't need to undo all of this, just snap that into place. As you can see here, it will get in the way if you do try to get it without a little bit of transformation. And you gotta be careful with these guys because you can easily lose them. For the articulation of Star Leader, as you can see here, he can look up that far, he can look down that far, he can look to his side to sides that far. It is on a ball joint, but it is restricted by the kibble. His arms can do a full 360, it can go up that far, and then just bring this shoulder pad down. He has a bicep swivel right there, he has a 90-degree bend, a wrist swivel right there, and some mobility on the wrist, but that's more for the transformation. And no articulation on the torso except for the waist swivel. And once more, restricted by the kibble, just make some adjustments and you'll get the full range of motion. He can kick up that far, his feet can move back that far, he can do the splits fairly well, and once more restricted by the kibble, he does have a thigh swivel right here, as you can see, and he has a good amount of range with his knees right there. And he does have some up and then down, but that's more for the transformation, but nonetheless. And he can do the pivot. And that's about it for the articulation. Now we can move on to the transformation. Now here we have Optimus Prime in his Peterbilt truck alt mode. Now everything you see here is exactly the same with Studio Series number 5, with some minor differences. Here I believe the back of the truck is supposed to be a gunmetal gray, much like the grills and the feet. And of course, the noticeable change here is the taller smokestacks compared to the official release. Now, the blades can also mount on the back since, like I said, this is an exact replica of the original release with the changes of the smokestacks and the paint applications. But the scale, the mold, everything is exactly the same. The figure does roll very well. All 6 of its wheels roll when you have him in a flat surface. Now his size is, Optimus Prime is about 3 inches with the smokestacks, but without the smokestacks he is just 2.5 inches high. So that smokestack does give him quite a bit of a height. And here we have Optimus Prime a little below 6.5 inches with his length. And I believe this is the same size for Studio Series number 5. So to summarize my thoughts with this figure, Baiwei Star Leader is an absolutely must get if you missed the Studio Series number 5 like myself. This is a vast improvement over the official release with the improved paint, taller smokestacks, and of course the upgrade kit for a more affordable price. His scale and his accessories are compatible with the Studio Series figures. So if you are trying to get an Optimus Prime from the first trilogy of the Bayverse films, considering how rare they are nowadays, this is a must get for you, especially that you can turn this Optimus Prime into his Dark of the Moon counterpart with the ab piece included with the upgrade kit. So if you find this video entertaining, please drop a like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe for more content. Till next time, see ya!